Hi and hello, welcome back. Jana here with a new process video for the VickiBoutin Mixed Media Makers, and I'm scrapping a funny picture from my little one. And I started with a big piece of cardstock and a lot of colors and the art crayons and the acrylic paint and some stamp and the glaze and all kinds of different medias, and I just had a good time. And here you can see I used the colored cardstock and I used some star dies and just went crazy. And yeah, then I decided to layer them. I used some vellum and some tissue paper, and of course the paper I have created, and some papers from the 12 by 12 paper sheet, and I just had fun and I stitched them together, and I totally love how that turned out. Yeah, then I decided to add a touch of color to the background paper, and I'm working on the white foundation paper again, and I just used 2 or 3 crayons, art crayons, added a touch of water and a piece of plastic, and yeah, I'm just pressing down the color very slightly so you can see I'm getting kind of a some lines, you know, like on that way I can totally arrange the color and the you know, where I want to have the color and how much color I want. And yeah, the splatters I'm adding right now are a self-made mist from one of the acrylic paints and a touch of water. And I totally love the color, and yeah, here I decided I need a touch of green because there's green in the stars, and so I'm scribbling down a touch of green onto the plastic, and I added a touch of water and used the brush to get some tiny splatters on the paper. And now I'm starting to build up my layout, and I knew I just wanted to use a lot of the stars and a bit of journaling and a title, but I don't want to bring in some more papers because I have so many papers in the stars, and I don't want it to get crazy here. But yeah, I love how that turned out, and I needed to stop on one point because I wanted to use all of the stars, but that was way too much, and so I just needed to stop. And yeah, I really like how that looks. Yeah, just playing around and trying to find the right stars. And I wanted to use one of the foam thicker words, sweet, and I already have my journaling ready to go, and I used the typewriter and some vellum, and I just wrote down some lines, and I'm talking about the silly mustache my little one is having on his lips, and he just, yeah, he felt instantly very old, and he was walking like a very old grandpa, and it was just funny. And yeah, yeah, and that is the way I want to have my layout. And I'm grabbing some thread in the matching colors, and I'm using pop dots for the stars because I wanted to have a lot of dimension and a lot of movement, and I totally love how that looks. And yeah, here I'm adding a very light green, like a lemon, I would say, thread, and the other one is a turquoisey one. And I really like how the layout turned out. I like the black stars, the outlines, and yet everything is just working perfectly together. And I have left some stars, and I can't wait to use them on another project, or maybe some cards, or I don't know, but I'm happy I have some left, and so I will use them on another project. Yeah, I have glued or stick down the word sweet, and you can't even read the first letter, so I will go back later and add a little vellum star, or no, tissue paper, I think, or glycerine bag star, I'm not pretty sure, but I will add one little white star under the letter, the first letter, so that you can read that one. Yeah. And you will see that in the final pictures. Yeah, just gluing down the stars and adding more thread and more pop dots and liquid glue, and now I will glue down the journaling, but you don't need to watch me doing that. So ta-da, I'm done, and that is just the date, and yeah, now still gluing down the stars and I am using a very small tape runner for that, and here I'm using foam dots. And the stars I have used, I think, at least 5 different layers and 3 different sizes from the stars. And I really love how the colors are working and how the papers I made turned out, and it's just yeah, awesome. And here you can see I'm ruffling up the edges just a tiny bit from the stars, so I will get even more dimension, and I love it. I totally love it. And I think I will also go back and stitch down the journaling. I think. Yeah, and here I grabbed more of the stars because I wanted to use them all, but they that would be no. But I think I will add one behind the picture. Maybe there. Yeah. Yeah. And I think I am on my way to complete that page. I will also add some elements, some animal dots. And I think I stitched down, I don't know, but I think I took a little break and maybe I stitched down the, I can't see that. Yeah, and here I decided to add a touch of paper on the sides, and so I will rip that paper just a tiny bit on the side where the stars end, and I don't know why I wanted to do that, but I like how that looks, and it's a bit yeah, I don't know, but I wanted to, and so I did it, and I like it. And I'm just gluing down the strip to the background paper. And I think I will also use a staple to that white paper, to the corner. And that one is not working. No. Yeah, and I really like how that looks. And I will do that on the left side too. You can see it right now. And now I'm bringing in some animal dots in black and in green. And I think the last thing I'm doing is adding some black splatters, and I think I will use a black crayon, a black art crayon for that. Adding one little circle, and I think that one is saying that's awesome or something like that. I'm not pretty sure, I'm sorry. So adding some staples here and there to the stars and to the paper corners or the ripped paper. And now I will use, I'm not pretty sure, I'm doing that in front of the camera. Yeah, grabbing a black art crayon and the plastic and a touch of water, and I'm adding some tiny black splatters. And that's it, and I am so happy how the layout turned out. And yeah, stay tuned for more videos, and thank you all so much for watching, and close up, and that's it. Yeah, and bye.